Hey guys, it's Trace here from Graveyard, and today I'm going to be doing something a little different than what I usually do. I'm going to be giving you a full tutorial on how to use Source Filmmaker. So we'll go in Source Filmmaker, and once you get in, you'll see this. Now I'm not sure what the name of yours will be. I named mine Tutorial, but you can change this to whatever you want, and if you don't want it to be in the Source Filmmaker files, you can just change that by clicking Browse. You can also change the frame rate. I don't usually do this because I don't really think it affects anything, but I'll try. You can also open recent projects if you already had one. So let's create, and you'll see it says no map loaded. That is because we didn't download one. Well, yeah, I mean, you don't have to download one. I'm pretty sure it comes with one. But if you want to download a map or a model, you could search for like FNAF, and it'll pop up with a lot of FNAF models and maps. And these are what we're going to use. I already have a ton of models, but if you do want to download them, just hover over it. Now you will not see this check mark, but so once you find the thing you want, hover over it, and down here you should see a green plus sign. Click that and it will subscribe to it, and that means you downloaded it. And once you download something, you'll see this, which is just telling you that you're going to download this stuff. Do you want to? So yeah, I'm gonna click cancel because I don't need these. I have a ton of models. But you guys would click OK. Then you would need to close Source Filmmaker and get back into it, because the models won't appear. Now, if you didn't want to download a map, there are some maps here for I'm not sure what game it is, but it works. So there should be a bunch of just random maps here too. I'm going to use this pizzeria. Wait, for some reason custom maps aren't working for me. Not sure why. I need to fix that. But I'm gonna go to Lumberyard instead. Okay. So let me just so you'll see we're in. Now you hold down left click to move the camera around. It's pretty much video game controls. Like, so if you hold left click, you can move your camera around, and you can use WASD to move around, hold shift while moving to move faster, hold control while moving to move slower, Z to move up, X to move down, and R to rotate. I have never heard that. That sound that played right there, that's from Portal, and I've never heard that in Source Filmmaker. Huh, that's weird. Alright, now back to what we were doing. So find a spot where you want to make the animation. I'm going to go down here. I have never used this map before, and it looks pretty cool, so... Oh, turns out this place wasn't modeled. I guess I'll just go like here then. Now, so once you're ready for your model, you're going to click this little plus sign here, and there are all these different things. So there's create animation set for new camera, create animation set for new light, new model, new particle system, which I won't be covering in this. But we're just going to click model first. If you want lights, I'm going to be showing you that in just a minute. So, I'll take this Freddy model. It's not very accurate, but it'll do for now. And you can see this thing appeared. This thing right here is our camera. Now, if we go to it and we try to move it, it moves. Okay, was not expecting that. Alright. Okay, you can see Freddy's a little small for our scene. Now, to move them, you go down here where it says timeline, right under the viewport. And under timeline, you'll see these three options. This one is the shot, so the clip editor. Now, you can change how long it is by just going to the end of this and then just like clicking and dragging. Now, I'm making a pretty short animation, so I don't need it to be incredibly long. And I think about 10 seconds will do. Then you can head to motion editor and hold down control, and you'll see that all these bones appear. Now click the pelvis to move it around, like move the whole thing around. You could also click the root transform, but I can't find the root in most of them unless I go to the animation set editor right on the left. So yeah. But you can see Freddy is pretty small, and we don't want that. Now there's this weird thing that happens for some models when I do this. Okay, so go to the left, go to root transform, right click, and you'll see all these different options. Now there's this that says add scale control to transforms. You're going to want to do that. Then click on this, and you'll see down here, like right next to this, there will be this thing down here that says root transform underscore scale. You can move that up and down to make it bigger. I think that's big enough. So we'll just move them up again. And there we go. So we have our model now. I'm just gonna move this microphone out of the way. We don't need it. Now for the actual animation. So I'm just gonna put his arms down. You need to do this in the motion editor. If you try it in the clip editor, it won't work. So then you just click them and rotate. Oh, also, by the way, to rotate, you can just use like these things down here. Those are all the movement tools. So there's move, rotate, not sure what this is, it just moves it around in any direction. Also Control Z to undo, and this to select. So, yeah, we have him in the pose we want him to be in. I want him to be waving though, so I'm just going to move his arm up and turn it, and then move it up. There. So now he's in kind of a waving position. The problem is when I play it, he's not waving. So, I'm going to make him wave and say hello. That will be our animation. So I'm going to move a little bit forward in the timeline, and I'm going to just click. Click on the rotation thing, and you'll see that down here, it created a keyframe. Now, you're going to want to make sure that you have a keyframe before you try animating. So, if I was on 0, and I tried to animate it, so if I went back to this keyframe and then I moved it, you'll see when it plays, it's going to be in that position. And we don't want that. We want it to be in this position. So you just click to add a keyframe, and then you can move a little forward in the timeline and move it. So you can see it automatically adds keyframes, which is very helpful. I use Blender, and that's pretty annoying to do, since you have to add automatic keyframes. So we have him waving. So we just created a waving animation. So you can see first we added a keyframe by clicking. Then here we moved the arm a little bit, so it moved in the animation. So we just kept doing that, and he just waved. Now we're going to do the same thing for the jaw. It's back here somewhere. Jaw. So while he is waving, I'm going to click here to add a keyframe, and then go a little forward, open his mouth. A little more forward, close his mouth. A little more forward, open his mouth. A little more forward, close his mouth. So now you can see he's saying hello. So that was not added audio, I just said that. We're not going to be doing added audio in Source Filmmaker. So that's our animation. I'm just going to shorten it so rendering is shorter. We created our animation. Congratulations, you created your first animation. Also, I forgot to tell you how to get into the animation editor. Yeah, that was stupid of me. So down here where timeline is, you got clip editor, motion editor, and then next to motion editor, the animation editor. Do not get the motion editor and animation editor mixed up. Okay? I did that and I got so just annoyed because I didn't know what to do because it wasn't working. It wasn't animating. But yeah, you use the little heart rate monitor looking thing to animate, you use the motion editor to move. And you use the clip editor to change the duration. Also for lighting, oh by the way, down here where the camera is, switch from work camera and the normal camera. Make sure to switch from work camera if you want your normal film camera to stay in the same position. And then you can like move around and get more, like just make it easier to animate. So right here, click the little plus sign and click Create Animation Set for New Light. And then you're going to take this light, click it, drag it onto the viewport. And you can see, oh, you need to move into the motion editor. You can see that it's like working. So you can move around and the light will follow. But this light is very bright. Down here on the left, not here, but next to it, like the same place where we changed the scale, you can change the intensity of the light. I think that's good. You can also change the colors if you scroll down, like color red. That's like an ocean blue now. And then we can turn off green, it'll be purple, turn off blue. And you can just mess with these. So, you can do what you want. I think sea green looks pretty cool. I wasn't planning on using a light, but I guess I will. So there. Now we have an animation and lighting. Now, if you want to know how to animate the camera, first, you're going to click this little drop down next to it, and click Create Animation Set. So there, we created an animation set. Now I'm just going to click here and add a keyframe. Oh, right. You can't move, for some reason you can't move after you create an animation set for a camera. You need to like click off the shot and then go back in. Kind of weird. Then I'm going to click to add a keyframe, and then I'm going to move back. So it'll be like zooming in on him. So there we go, and then we'll do this, and move the camera back. So there you go. We have a full animation. With lighting. So there we go, we have that. Now, what we're going to want to do is click File and Save. And after we do that, we're going to go down to Export. Near the bottom, not completely. So you see Quit, up there is downloadable content, which I'll show you how to do these later. Then there's community, not sure what that does. Then there's export. We're gonna go to export, movie, and then we have this. So I'm gonna change the file location because I just don't want it to go there. So I'm just going to type up Freddy animation. Save. Then we do not want to do movie. Do not do movie. Do image sequence. And do PNG or JPEG, whichever one you want. I'm not sure what the difference is. And change seconds to frames. And then yeah, that should be it. Now I'm gonna click export movie, and we're going to export this. Now while this is exporting, I just like to ask if you guys could like the video and subscribe if you want to. It just helps, and I would really appreciate it. And I hope you are finding this tutorial helpful. I will be making more tutorials on other software later. So, as you can see, while it's rendering, it's very slow and just like very slowly working. Now, you can see my animation was like less than 10 seconds and it's taking a while. So, if you're making a really long scene, then it's going to take a while. So yeah. Okay, I keep forgetting to mention something. When you download the characters, like the models, if you downloaded a lot of them, it might give you some warnings about them having the same skeleton. Just click no to all, and then eventually it'll download all the models, and it'll be fine. It'll say all files downloaded from Steam Workshop, I think, or something like that, and then you can just click OK, and you'll have your models. But you'll still need to exit Source Filmmaker. So, I think I made this a little too long, actually, because he's just, like, sitting there for a while. But that's fine. Did it. So I'm going to open this, and then move this down. You can see right here it says Unreal Projects. I will be making Unreal projects, like, Unreal tutorials at some point, probably. So as you can see, we have our animation. Now, it is very, very long. I can just keep scrolling down. Yeah, that's a lot. Oh, Helping Hand Part 2. Yes. Helping Hand Part 2 might come out at some point, not sure. Okay. Ignore that. Now, we're going to close out of Source Filmmaker. Going to go to Steam and download Blender. Now this is free in the store, in the Steam store. So just search up Blender and you should be good. And you have Blender. Once that's finished downloading, or you open it, just launch it, and you will get this little splash screen. We are going to do video editing, so click that. Maybe double click. Okay, next we're going to add, so we're going to click add here. And we're going to do image sequence. Then We're going to head to... Wait, one sec. I'm always checking something. Okay. Then we're going to take our frames of animation. So click your first frame. And then scroll down to the last frame. Hold Shift and click. And there, you have all your frames. Now click Add Image Strip. And there, you can see that you have a full animation. So your animation is working. It's now a video. So you can change this to like 30 FPS or something. It goes a lot faster. And if you change the FPS to 240, that would go insanely fast. So yeah, we don't want that. I'm just gonna keep it at 25. Also, here, you see this little scroll bar down here. You're going to move it, and right up here you'll see this, frame start, end. We're going to click and hold, and change the end frame to match with the end of the video. You can see here, there's this like darkened spot, so if you look there, you can see it's moving when we change the end frame. So yeah, we did that. Now I'm going to teach you how to add sound. So I already have like just normal like sound. I already have normal sounds. But if you click movie, I'm not 100% sure if this works. I'm just gonna click, I'm gonna head down to my captures, and I'm going to take a key jangling sound effect, sure. Now you can see you have the video and the sound. Now we only want the sound. Now you can just delete the video. So click the blue one, the darker blue one, and then click delete. Now you'll have a sound effect. You can see that was a little late. I mean, like, I'm not putting it in a specific spot, but it's kind of weird. You can just crop it to change that. So there. Now it has a keychain jangling sound effect, because I'm too lazy to grab a hello sound effect. So there we go. Now you know how to add sound and make the animation. So what you're going to want to do next to export it is go up to the top right area where we changed the frame rate and the clip end. You're going to scroll down to where it says output. Make sure the file format says FFmpeg video, and then on output you see this thing that says /tmp/. You are going to click this little file icon. And then you're going to head to wherever you want to put your animation. Then you're going to name it. I'm just calling mine Freddy Animation. And there we go. So now that's where our file is going to go. Then up here, you're going to click Render. And down here, you're going to want to click Render Audio. Make sure you click this. Don't make the same mistake as I did with the Radioactive Foxy thing. You can rename it if you want. And we're good. So now we're going to render this. So click Render Animation. And this is going to render. It's rendering pretty quickly for me, but I'm not sure if it'll do the same for you guys. There we go. Our clip is over. Now, I'm just So if you want to save this as like a Blender file, you can click File, click Save As, and then you can change the name and just click Save As. I'm not going to do that though because I don't really need to. So we rendered our animation. So we can click our files, go to videos, and you can see down here we have our animation with sound and everything. So, congratulations, you created your first SFM animation. Now, of course, you don't have to just do waving. I kind of missed a lot of steps. Like, I forgot to tell you something, like some things about, like, animation speeds and stuff. I'm going to head back into Source Filmmaker to teach you all that real quick. So, I'm going to cover, like, a few small things now. Okay. Now I'll just open Recent. So, if you want to make faster animations, you click the animation thing and you scroll like up. You scroll up and then you'll see it's changing. So that is because it's making it smaller. So you can make much faster animations by doing this. So scroll up to make fast animations easily, and scroll down to zoom out to see things easier. So there you go. That's pretty much all you need to know, unless if you wanted to make, like, let's say a portal animation, you go to File, down here, above Quit, Downloadable Content, and then you have all these things. So I already installed Portal, like the Portal content pack, but so you can just click any game you want to install, but you have to have it downloaded. So you can't just make a Portal animation without Portal downloaded. There's probably a way, but I wouldn't do it because it's probably off dangerous websites. So you click Install Portal Content Pack, you close SFM, and then it should update, and yeah, you'll have Portal models, like every Portal model, which is pretty helpful. Also here, if you wanted to filter things, there's this thing up here that says Mod Filter. You can scroll down, go to Workshop, that's all your custom models. Or if you've downloaded something like Portal 2, then you can click that too. And then you have all these. So you can get things. If you want to do one with Atlas and Peabody, make sure you type Ballbot and Eggbot instead, because anything else is not going to work. Like, I typed Atlas and I thought, why isn't he here? That's because that's not his name in the files. I didn't mean to do that. Well, so I hope this helped you guys. I just wanted to make a quick, this wasn't very quick, but just a tutorial on how to do this, so you guys wouldn't be as confused as I was when I first started using SFM. Hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to subscribe and like the video. You don't have to, but I'd really appreciate it if you did. Thank you, to the people who did. I'll see you next time on Graveyard. Bye.